Welcome to GearCheckGames. This is part 33 of our commentary for Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door. Last time we caught up with Peach and Bowser and their little side stories, and we finally made it back to Rogueport with the help of Cortez.
We ignore
Hey,
Luigi.
it's Luigi and his partner Flowey.
Yeah. I mean, would you talk to someone dressed like that?
Yes.
Boy.
Hooray for self-deprecating humor.
Calhoun.
Anyway.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
Now that we've got the paper sailboat, we can finally figure out what was over here all this time.
Yeah.
Another one of my favorite little rooms in the game.
I can see
I like
why.
the TV.
Yeah.
It reminds me a lot of my childhood bedrooms.
Uh-huh.
It's
I
like
like the
a
bucket.
bed and a TV.
Funny how the boat is the last paper power you get in the game, but the thing that the paper power like gate that you're introduced to in the very first room of the game.
Yeah. I guess they're planting the seeds early on.
Yeah, they wanted you
Or
to see it
something,
early,
I don't
so
know.
you would think, hey, how do I get here?
Armchair game criticism BS.
Yeah, so that you will say to yourself, how do I get here?
So is this where we're starting to cash in all those shine sprites that we've received?
Well, yes. Yeah, now that we have all of the mandatory partners, well, first of all, we're going to upgrade Bobbery. But after that, we can also go and get an item from Hooktail Castle that'll allow us to upgrade all of our partners a second time.
Oh.
And conveniently, there is another side quest we can do in Hooktail Castle to get something else that, you may or may not consider valuable. So, we're going to knock out two birds with one stone.
It's
So-
Dragon Bones.
I've been thinking more about Bobbery, and since his wife's name was Scarlet, maybe he sounds like Cary Grant from Gone with the Wind. Scarlet?
Maybe.
Why, I was just waiting for Scarlet to return.
Well, maybe it's Scarlet. I don't know. I think it's spelled like Scarlet.
Frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn.
Oh yeah, I don't show this off, but if you use Flurry on the back of that building, you can go in the back entrance of the Trouble Center and see that it's run by the like whatever the species that Gus is, the
Gus.
gatekeeper. Those little
the
right.
dog guys.
those things that look like featherless chickens.
The fellows what hold pikes in their hands.
Yeah.
During battle.
It's
So-
Gus Gus.
I know we haven't talked about it much, but the transformation to turn into a boat is extra. I love it.
Oh hey, it's Miss Mouse.
Yeah. Yeah, she's the one who gave us this side quest.
Well, let me get right to it.
And that wall is looking very 2D in the background.
Yeah. So I'm guessing, I don't want to spoil anything, but I'm guessing...
Is she giving you the side quest to go and find Vincent?
You just go in the cellar. That's all you gotta do.
Context?
He's an optional partner in Final Fantasy VII.
Oh, I see.
He's also
I thought you meant like our Vincent.
No.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
Yeah, I was like, we already found him.
So yeah, now that we've got Bobbery, we can open up a few of these cracked wall areas down in the sewer.
So
Not the
many
least of
paths
which
are open
is-
to us now.
Yet another way you can kind of customize your build.
Oh.
Chet
Oh, yeah.
Rippo.
He's been
for a-
abandoned by his clan.
How is
Yeah,
that
I guess
Chet
so.
Rippo in this game?
He's just like, guys, I just need a small loan of 64 coins so I can get a hat that's not just a barrel.
Aw.
But yeah, if you pay this guy, he will take level up points from one of your 3 stats and apply it to another one. So, like, if you're in a situation like me where you kind of went overboard on, badge points and you want to go and get some more health or some more flowers or some more flower points, you can do that.
Or if you're in a situation like Dan where you got HP once or twice and now you're ashamed of it, you can go and trade it all back to badge points.
But see, I'm
Yeah.
never in that situation because I don't get HP in the first place.
I mean, it could have been a misclick. You could have done it on accident.
So he
Dan.
is effectively like the cursed statue in Breath of the Wild.
Yeah.
He lets you reroll.
I think the first game had a Chet Rippo and a Rip Cheeto.
Oh, yeah. What did Rip
I don't know if this
Cheeto
game
do?
has both of them too.
Rip Cheeto is the name of my Beyblades OC.
No, I don't think Rip Cheeto's in this game. I don't remember ever speaking to anyone by that name. By that name. And I would remember it.
By that Cheeto.
Or maybe it was like a situation where Rip Cheeto's in the first game and this one has Chet Rippo. Not sure.
Yeah, that could be.
Oh man, is this gonna be one of those things where if you run into any enemies, you can just like swat them aside?
Not exactly. I did actually run into a few enemies while I was exploring Hooktail Castle here, and I did have to refight them. And surprise, surprise, even if you fight every single one, you still only get one star point at the end of it all.
All that
Oh yeah,
effort.
I forgot. We turned these off.
Now, for a side quest, I don't think hiding something like this is a problem. Like, it's kind of cool that there's more stuff, a few extra things you can find in a previous dungeon if you come back here with, like, stuff you didn't have earlier. But, like, I feel like this is kind of, you kind of have to go out of your way a little too much for this, for something that, like, everybody's gonna want to do. Because, like, without doing this, your partners are kind of going to fall, like, woefully behind you in terms of DPI and
I forgot
usefulness.
that, I forgot that you needed to do this for the upgrade.
Yeah.
I was like, I saw the up arrow, I was like, what is that? Is that for like a... I'm not remembering this.
Yeah. Yeah, this is for Miss Mouse's side quest
Yeah,
right here.
I remember, I thought the badge that she wanted was in there. I forgot that the up arrow was there.
It's been a while since I played this game. I don't know what the up arrow is for.
Well, we'll
It's
find
for
out soon.
entering the Konami code.
So
Yeah, Merlon took away the up arrow. So we can't input the Konami code and cheat successfly.
I
first
like
the
how
letter
the
P.
first game had this, like, you got like a magical stone from like an important character that like helps you upgrade the upper limits of what your partners can do. And this game's like, yeah, you open a treasure chest and you got an up arrow.
Yeah, just get a little cartoon arrow.
I like that.
Now, I don't think we've mentioned yet, but I believe after
Jesus.
either Chapter 3 or Chapter 4, all of the enemies in Rogueport Sewer upgrade to, like, Bowser soldiers.
Yeah.
So yeah, here's our first encounter with the regular Koopa Trolls. Basically the same as the one we fought in the Glitz Pit, just with less health and less damage.
Bomb.
I don't think these guys can charge themselves like he can.
I like that. So
They
it's
can
like,
charge you though, apparently.
Yeah, that is their primary method of attacking.
it keeps you on your toes. It's like, hey, just because it's your home base doesn't mean that you should feel comfortable still.
Uh-huh. Yeah. That's something that kind of, like, unsettles me in games, like, when you're, like, they do this in Hollow Knight, like, after you take out the first, like, to use the Super Metroid terminology, the first statue boss in Hollow Knight, the main, Forgotten Crossroads area, which is kind of like your hub level, gets, like, infected with, like, tougher enemies, and certain pathways get blocked off, so getting around's a little trickier.
I like
yeah.
that.
It's like when you pass a certain point in the Spider-Man PS4 game, a new faction starts roaming the city. So like all the places that you've cleared before, it's like, oh, there's suddenly a new faction base here that I need to take care of.
This is a long highway.
It is.
And I'm gonna ride it all night
Or like
long.
in a
my
Jet
God.
Set Radio Future, where you clear all, you do all the graffiti and everything, and you clear all the areas, and you're feeling good about yourself. And then there's like a new enemy at the end of the game that graffitis over all your stuff and adds new graffiti that you gotta graffiti over. And
you gotta graffiti his graffiti.
redoing all that stuff 100% doesn't get you anything at all.
That's a lot of graffiti.
I kind of hate this part because like there's just that one shine sprite that you can't get until you get an ability from chapter 6. Maybe I should have waited to get this.
Sugar, 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 sugar.
Because spoiler alert, we don't exactly put those shine sprites to good use. But you know, we'll get to that when we get to it. So here we have a one-of-a-kind enemy. Unless it shows up in the Pit of 100 Trials, which I can't remember if it does, but it might. You'll have to fact check that.
So you don't tattle it, but is that because you have the special badge?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the Peekaboo badge.
But
Oh God,
will it
child,
end
nobody.
up in Frankly's garbage?
I feel like we haven't seen Goombella in some time. I feel like we're neglecting her.
Yeah. Yeah, I know I said in a previous part that Goombella is one of my like favorite partners, but you know, for a playthrough like this where I don't want to waste too much of people's time, like there's a little bit less of a reason to utilize her.
That joke I made about Frankly inventing a device that sends Goombella's words directly to the garbage in a previous episode is getting more and more relevant.
Oh,
Sad face.
that's why she can't get her master's, because he just keeps throwing away her dissertation papers.
Oh
But
no.
I mean, like, if you think about it, in game, that's basically what's happening, is that if you don't get a Tabelog entry, it goes directly to Frankly's garbage.
Well, to be fair, she doesn't exactly use the most scientific terms in her reports.
Hey man, it's for readability.
Calling enemies like totally gross, and
Well, nobody wants to read anything. Nobody wants to read something that long and like sterile, like clinical.
yeah, I want to read a
Science
scientific
lingo?
paper that's like using Valley Girl language.
As someone who has had to read many, many scientific papers to try to, like, parse what information is in them, literally anything would not surprise me in a scientific paper. You could write it however you want.
Maybe you should be Goombella's professor, Nick.
I have to write a scientific paper next month, and I'm not looking forward to it.
Professor Nicholas.
Yes.
So we got the blue star.
Yeah,
The Belusatar.
the Sapphire Star.
Oh, sapphire.
Yeah, there's a Ruby Star, a Sapphire Star, and an Emerald Star in this game.
A precious sapphire.
And a
It sees
Diamond
the
Star.
Future.
My diamond.
And a Gold Star, yeah.
Is there a Silver
references,
Star?
yay. And a... Actually, no, hold on.
There's a red star, there's a blue star.
I forget, is the last one called the Crystal Star?
Ah, my favorite Pokemon, Pokemon Brown.
It's Raticate edition.
Yes.
No, it's just Bidoof on the cover.
Pokemon Bidoof Brown.
Oh, yeah.
The final boss is a level 99 Bidoof.
Who else is hyped for Pokemon Let's Go Bidoof?
I want Pokemon Let's Go Magikarp, where you start with a level 99 Magikarp, and the only Pokemon that show up are level 99 Magikarp.
Did you guys notice that Frankly almost said it? Great news, my friends!
Oh, great news, my friends.
Was this the treehouse?
Well,
You kids.
Well, yes, technically it was.
yeah, I guess Futurama did go on air in, like, 2000.
Yeah, that makes sense. It was fresh in our minds
I don't
back
think
then.
they were referencing Futurama.
It might have been.
Also,
Yeah.
Professor Frank, not to like get too pedantic about the writing, I don't feel like Professor Frankly would use the terminology of a cinch.
It's a cinch. They'll do in a pinch.
God, you give Nick an inch
Yeah.
until...
Squinch.
That was my forehead hitting my microphone at my own commentary.
I like that we keep having to use all these expensive, super expensive options that nobody can afford. That there's like this harsh dichotomy between just like the whole town is poor, but then there's like the 1% that just are swimming in money.
It's
and,
literally
like,
only
luxury.
Flavio and that guy with like the French accent.
And we have to use like the stuff that the 1% has, but in order to do that, we have to like do work for the mafia.
Well, and like, oh my god, when I was watching the ending of this game, not to like spoil anything, but I honestly was kind of like, you know what? Like, they're saying goodbye to Rogueport and all, and Peach is just like, yeah, it is a nice little town full of vibrant people, and it's like, you have money, you could save this town,
place.
but like, no.
There's no such thing as philanthropy among billionaires.
But no, you
Either
see,
way.
being poor is their culture. We can't mess with that.
Okay, Princess
Wait.
Peach, whatever you say.
This orb.
Look at all these quaint little people.
Did we kill a boss recently?
Cortez.
Oh. So if we absorb that orb, will we get Cortez's energy and be able to fight Dracula?
Yeah, it's what gets us to the next area where we can take on
Please show him
Dracola.
hyperventilate. Okay.
Okay, you have a little bit of breathing time.
Jesus, does she have 30 health now?
And Bobbery has 40.
Jeez.
And he can do 8 damage to every enemy on screen.
Jesus.
That's amazing.
But screw Bobbery. We got a new partner here.
I'm convinced that she
A
sounds...
crappy partner.
In my headcanon, Ms. Mouse sounds like George Takei.
Why though?
I just thought of something.
Okay.
I'm sure to find lots of badges.
Yeah. I don't know. I tried. I'm just gonna spoil it. I tried to use Miss Mouse for the next chapter. I got about like, I don't even think I got halfway through before I was just like, you know what? This isn't working. Because
What
like,
does she do? Oh, well, we're about to be told.
yeah, she's okay. Like in the overworld, she's good for like cleanup because she can signal when there's an item like a hidden item nearby. So if you're trying to track down like all the star pieces and secret stuff, she can be good.
A bit less of a elegant solution than just having a badge for it, like in the first game.
Oh yeah, because this time you have to like manually like stop and check.
And switch to the partner.
Kiss
But
the...
it's better than nothing, I guess. But in battle, I don't know. She just can't really hold her own. She kind of does like the Lady Bow thing where she attacks like she does like small damage repeatedly.
Just like Lady Bow, she's a garbage partner.
She's like a weird combination of Bow and Watt, where like she does a bunch of small attacks that like, but they also pierce defense. So like the small attacks are just kind of flavor at that point. Whereas in the first game, Bow was like, she did the most DPS out of all the partners, but it was all in small attacks, so she really struggled against enemies with any amount of defense.
Yeah.
And Watt just did like a single kind of weaker, I don't know if the attack was weaker or normal damage. I think it was probably normal damage, and it got nerfed a bit in like Master Quest and stuff. That pierced
have we
defense, so
talked about
she was
that
immensely
on the
useful.
show?
We have, yeah.
We talked about these like ROM hacks that Dan's been watching.
Yeah, we did.
Alright.
I mentioned
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, I think ultimately the reason I stopped using Miss Mouse is because we're getting to the point in the game where like,
You're not even gonna talk to this guy? You broke into his house and you're just...
oh yeah, we got what we came for.
Isn't that the guy just stays in bed all day?
Yeah.
But the problem I ultimately had with Miss Mouse is that she doesn't really have a good way of like damaging all enemies on screen. It's kind of like the Pokemon problem. Like
She's like a utility partner.
Yeah, there's all these other strategies that you could use, but like ultimately, if you have a partner that can just like blow up everything on screen in one attack, like you're gonna favor that, you know, over like slow, like methodical play.
I think I remember when I was a kid, I mainly used her for her utility of like just converting FP into HP during battles.
That's
Yeah.
pretty cool.
I don't know, man. Seems like a questionable use of FP.
She's got a smooch move that, if I remember
She
correctly,
steals a kiss.
she gives Mario a smooch and it costs 10 FP and gives Mario 10 HP.
Oh, really? Wow. That's a lot. Does that scale with her rank?
I think that's her highest rank move
Okay.
that she unlocks.
Well, that seems like it could be useful.
Yeah.
10's still a lot in this game.
We'll see how Miss Mouse fares in battle when we start Chapter 6 in the next episode, so see you then.
Yeah.
Bye.